How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. If you've never been here before, my name's Dareloth. I run this channel here. If you haven't been here before, welcome as well. No views fell off. Yeah, for real. People are glazing Bethesda and Todd, even though a different studio made the remake. Bravo, Todd. Yeah, Bethesda game studios have mastered the art of mental manipulation by naming their softworks, or by naming their publishing studio the same exact thing as their development studio. So they really get a lot of credit for things that they shouldn't. My Dareloth, prove it. I have to do a face reveal. I do look exactly like my my profile picture. Can't wait for Oblivion Remastered Cheese Edition re-release. Don't say things like that. Yeah, that's just to be expected from persons who don't do any research, though. It's true, but also, like, it's deceptive on purpose almost at this point. Okay, let's swap the game over. It should be on Oblivion. Okay, cool. So we'll hop on in. I actually made a second character I was playing with a little bit to do Dark Brotherhood stuff because we're obviously doing main quest and Mage's Guild on this character, so I'm not really optimized to do the Dark Brotherhood content. But oh, for anyone just joining in, last time we were with Boris in the sewers and we were pursuing the main quest. No marketing, drops a remake of a 19-year-old game, 280 million purchases within a day. Yeah, it's wild. Doing 2 playthroughs, one on Xbox, one on PlayStation. Nice. I'm definitely going to do a lot more playthroughs of this game. This game is... it's really good. I've had so much fun with this game. I mean, it literally is just Oblivion, but like... that's how starved people are for new content in this franchise. Yep. And this really isn't like, I mean, gameplay-wise it's new, but it's really not new. Do we think those leaks were actually leaks or Galaxy Brain marketing campaign? The leaks reported the 21st, didn't they? And then the game came out on the 22nd. So I've heard some theories that the leaks were real, and then Bethesda purposefully like moved the date by one day to make it seem like the leaks were fake. I don't know. Has anyone seen Mannimarco yet? I still don't know what he looks like in this. We're going for Mannimarco. So we're doing main quest in Mage's Guild. I'll continue on with the Mage's Guild in a little bit here. That'll be the next thing that we do. This character is kind of a battle mage, so... thought I heard some kind of a rat or something. You know what's nice is having a little radar now in this game? Because in Oblivion, like, something would be chasing you and you just had no idea where it was. It's pretty sad. I think the remaster looks good, but it's just hilarious how pathetic Bethesda is. It always will be. Yeah, I agree. Oh shit.
All right, the room with the table is just through this door. I always wondered who put it there. I happen to know that if you go up the stairs there, you can get a vantage point on the meeting room. I think I'd better be the one to handle the meeting. You'll be my backup. Keep watch from above in case of trouble.
I'll cover you.
Good. Remember, we must not leave here without the book. It's our best chance of finding the amulet.
I'm ready when you are.
Listen, I may not survive this, but if I don't, you must. You must recover the book and find the Amulet of Kings.
Don't worry, I never fail. Yeah, I understand. We'll do it together.
I'm glad to have you at my back. Okay, let's do this.
Okay, so the result of this is always the same. I believe, anyway. It is close to feeling like playing for the first as you can get. It's so surreal because it's all the same but so different. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna just jump down.
Come alone.
For your septum!
Kill them.
Quickly!
Awaits.
Quickly now!
Okay. He's dead. Mythic down. Commentaries 4.
Over here!
Man, they're all going for Boris.
Lord Dagon will welcome your soul in a bliss.
Get off the side.
Paradise awaits me.
Hold up. Do we have any Magicka potions? Yeah.
Die, unbeliever.
Not on this stage.
Yeah, okay. Whew. I've seen Metamarco. Did he just walk out of here? Seen Metamarco. He looks great. Older, of course, and not like ESO, but still great. That's cool. I'm excited to see him soon. Boris kind of looking like King Bach. Boris looks great in this remaster. Guys, as soon as we get to level 10, I don't know what level we are. Level 6. As soon as we get to level 10, we are getting the skeleton key. That is an absolute must. I think it's level 10 that you have to be. Or I guess we could do unlock spells, because this game is cool. Are there any ESO books that make it to the remake? It makes sense. It would, but I don't think they added new assets, really. I think they more refined what was already there. I had a bug where I was hearing the thunderstorm while I was inside a cave. I had a bug where, you know those towers in the Oblivion portals that'll shoot fireballs at you? One of those was shooting at me. And then I went, do you guys want to see a cool exploit that I found? You can kind of just flick the lockpicks up like this. And then you can click in. I found that when I was doing my thief character. But one of those was shooting at me. And then I went inside of a building in the Oblivion portal, and I could still hear it shooting at me. Heard somewhere they mentioned Molag Bal's invasion in a book. Right up above. Grotwood description for the Bosmer mentions Molag Bal's invasion. Yep.
Greetings, apprentice.
We still haven't gotten our staff yet, have we? I have a crashing bug when I make potions sometimes, really. They added new quests. I know that's for certain, as it adds new items, armor and weapons. Well, they added 2 new quests for the Mehrunes Dagon armor and the Akatosh armor, right? But I wouldn't really call that... adding new stuff. I think that's more shameless DLC. So no one can deny ESO isn't canon anymore? Well, ESO's always been canon. It's always been canon. But
Hello.
There's certain stuff in ESO that I still fundamentally refuse to accept as canon because it's so stupid. Specifically after playing through the Gold Road DLC, that was the dumbest shit I've ever played.
Yes, it's all finished. It's in that cupboard back in the corner. I hope it serves you well.
That Necrom chapter and Gold Road chapter were ass cheeks. Said that it's in a... Oh, over here. Okay, we can put this staff on our Hot Wheel. Hot Wheels. And we can hot swap to the staff if we ever need to. Cool effect. And then our axe could be on... Well, really, we want the axe on 1, the staff on 2, and then we can put some spells. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know what you mean that DLC was fire. Can't wait for Athelia's unprecedented appearance in the Oblivion Remastered.
Excuse me, fellow
yeah,
Magister.
Great.
Is now a good time to talk?
I've got a moment, but little more.
I was thinking...
Is this house there? Or in this house, there are only 17 Daedric princes, no more, no less. Yeah, I was having a discussion with some people about the Daedra in the UESP Discord server. It was interesting to hear other people's takes on how many Daedric princes there are, because, again, I just flat out refused to accept Athelia as canon. That was so dumb. This is the worst thing I've ever played. The ghost side, though.
I have
that was peak.
In accordance with guild rules, you now qualify for the rank of journeyman. May you wear your rank well.
Hey, achievement get.
The Council is investigating what happened at Wellspring Cave. Many of our resources are devoted to the task, leaving our ranks spread thin. There is a related book that needs to be recovered. It was recently loaned to Janice Hasseldor, the Count of Skingrad. I'd like you to retrieve it. I understand this may not seem the most important of tasks, but still, it needs doing, and you are one of the few available to do it. A note of caution. Skingrad is an unusual place. Be prepared for the unexpected.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Some of the other Daedra backstories have them become Daedra from other sources,
You
though.
must be the Arcane University's newest addition.
Yes.
This humble battle mage.
Did I miss something in chat? Probably a reason they'll keep going. I enjoyed Necrom and Gold Road because I easily enjoyed, and there's nothing in lore to suggest there aren't more princes. So... The new video that I'm working on kind of contradicts what you just said there, but it's up in the air.
Hello.
I think there shouldn't be more princes. This is the... I think we talked about this during the Necrom and Gold Road streams that I was doing, but like... The more Daedric princes that you add, the less they start to matter. And if you've ever played, like, hero shooters before... you know, the more characters that get added, like if you've played Rainbow Six Siege, think about all the different characters that have been added into Rainbow Six over the years, to the point where some are now obsolete. What's up, Batman? The more Daedric princes that you continue to add, the less significance it gives the whole pantheon. So I think that it's lazy writing to just add more, because the cosmology was set at 16 realms. And
Hello.
the thing about... This is what I was discussing with people. Okay? There are 8 divine realms, right? Zenithar, Akatosh... let me see if I can get all of them. Zenithar, Akatosh, Mara, Kinnereth, Julianos... Stendar. Who am I forgetting here? Probably some boring ones. Archay. And... whatever the last one is. You guys know what I'm talking about, though. The 8 divines. And I'm not saying Talos isn't a divine. Dibella, thank you. But the 8 OG divines, right? 8 is a holy number in the Elder Scrolls. There are... I discussed this again in my Tower video, so if you've seen that, you might understand what I'm talking about, but 8 is a very holy, significant number in the Elder Scrolls. It's representative of the original divines, it's representative of the towers on Nirn, it's representative of the provinces on Tamriel, outside of Cyrodiil. So, because Orsinium is not considered its own province, so the ways that the Empire's kind of been cut up, it's a very important thing. And so when the 16 Daedric realms were initialized, you have in Sermon 21 of Vivek's sermons. Thank you, Gilded Livin. In Sermon 21 of Vivek's 21 sermons, or 36 sermons, he talks about the fact that there are specifically 16 realms. He notes that number twice. He notes it in Sermon 21 and in The Thief Goes to Cyrodiil. He specifically says the Daedric realms, or I'm paraphrasing, but the Daedric realms are the 16 realms of the demon princedoms. Okay? So we're not talking about things like the Soul Cairn here when we're talking about these Daedric realms. You can have as many sub-realms or pocket realms of Oblivion as you want. But it is specifically noted in the character that we get a lot of our cosmological proof from that there are 16 realms. And this is subtextually important if you read into the context here, because 16 is double of 8. So it's showing you mentally that the Daedra are twice as powerful as the Aedra since they have been trapped in Mundus. It's something that you don't necessarily think about, but 16 was very intentionally chosen here. Now, Patrick, you were saying that Jigalag was... There weren't always exactly 17. That's correct. But as of at least the early Merethic era, the 16 has been locked in place for a very long time. So disrupting that number is upsetting. I don't mind having more princes. I don't think they should have their own realms. Jigalag does not bother me because he's a separate entity. Plus, Jigalag and Sheogorath can't exist at the same time, therefore it's always 16. Well, they don't bother me because they've been split as entities. And Jigalag's realm, it's actually not Sheogorath's realm. That's Jigalag's realm. Sheogorath doesn't really have a realm. He more took over what was already there. And then Jigalag, after being split off from Sheogorath, has now just gone to roam Oblivion. So he doesn't have a demon princedom anymore. His demon princedom is Sheogorath's. They were split? Yes, they split at the end of the Oblivion DLC. So Jigalag is set free at the end of Oblivion, which the Elder Scrolls has never decided to capitalize on, but he is somewhere out there in the void, basically, in the void realms. Yeah, so I think that it's lazy, and I think that it's I think it's lazy and it's disingenuous to just wantonly add more princes and more realms. I think you could do more princes if you want, but you would have to go about it in a very creative way, like what they did with Sheogorath being the curse that was laid upon Jigalag. So that's my long and short. That's going to be what a lot of the new lore video is on. So it's kind of a perk to you guys watching me live, as you get to hear me splurge about a lot of my thoughts that I've been having.
Good evening.
How come Manamarco ascended to the Necromancer's Moon and not to Oblivion? Why didn't he become a Daedric prince? Becoming a Daedra, we know of Aedra that have transitioned, or Et Ada that have transitioned to becoming Daedra before. And we know of one mortal who's ascended to become a Daedra before, and that was obviously the player character. But yeah, I don't know exactly why they decided to have him become an Aedric. Well, not Aedric, but a Mundus being instead of a Daedric being. I don't know.
What's new with you?
I saw some mud crabs by the water recently.
It's the picture from the OG.
I can't stand
That's
the
cool.
sight of those creatures.
Farewell. Yes, the Mages Guild, you say? Oh, the Count is quite aware of your presence here. He simply has no interest in granting.
How did Malakath come by his own realm?
Now that
That's a
I've
good question.
seen you might never
But we know
Questions?
here. Let me pull this up for you. So, for people that give a shit about writing, like Lawrence Schick gave a shit, he realized the problem with Meridia being et Ada, being a Magna Gi, and also being a Daedra, because he realized, oh, Meridia wouldn't have a Daedric realm. How did she come about having the colored rooms? There's one of the Lore Master's archives where he talks specifically and adds lore to Meridia creating the colored rooms. So we don't know how Malakath came about owning the Ash Pits. It could be a corruption of some other realm, or it could be something that he created at one point, but it's genuinely a piece of lore that has not been thought yet. But the colored rooms does have an explanation. So sometimes, writers make mistakes and writers don't fill stuff in, and we just have to wait. So my man Schick, he's great. Exactly. It's quite boring how all the other gods are not taken into account in the conflict between Aedra and Daedra. Like, are the Bosmer or Khajiit gods gods at all, or not, or lesser beings? So I always have taken it that, I guess this is the way that I rationalize it, because I don't think that I don't necessarily like the fact that all of the
How are you?
Like how the Khajiit have such different tellings of the mythos, I guess. It's always been confusing to me. And recently I've kind of rationalized it with, like, because in a universe where gods are questionable, in our universe, even if you guys in chat are religious, you have to agree that every single religion is a faith position, right? In the Elder Scrolls, religion is not a faith-based position. The gods are real. De facto, Aedra exists, Daedra exists. You can't really debate that. I'm gonna get away from these people while they're talking. You can't really debate that. But in our world, it makes sense why people would have different origin creation myths. In the Elder Scrolls, it's more complex than that. It feels like cognitive dissonance sometimes, where you're trying to rationalize, how does this creation myth match that creation myth? So time sort of flows amorphously during the Dawn era, and it allows for all this different mythology to coexist with one another, because they could be describing events that were very real at one point, and they've all sort of conglomerated into the world that we now know.
Goodbye.
Okay. Could we please get...
As a day pass, then as I told...
Oh, we have to wait a day. My bad. I was yapping. Can't wait to see Cutter. Cutter is bae. Cutter is bae. Someone asked earlier, and I forgot to answer. The DLC, like Knights of the Nine and the Shivering Isles, all the House DLCs, those are all in the base game. The Deluxe Edition is literally just trying to get your money for 2 armor sets and some quests. Is there a short way to explain what Kim really is? Can't wrap my head around it. Well, I do have an hour-long video, but that's not really the short version. The short version would be Kim is sort of realizing that you are...
What?
That you are sleeping and kind of taking control of your own dreams.
Morning.
Oh, hey.
Stop!
Oh, whatever.
Here's the procedure. We go to the castle. First we search you, confiscate any stolen goods. Then you pay your fine, and we release you.
Yep, like lucid dreaming. Oh, shit.
What's the matter? Getting tired? Die, damn you!
Oh, no way my man Tutius Sextius just walked by.
You look like a bright one. You're new here, or you'd know me. Tutius Sextius. My people have lived in Skingrad since the dawn. Father and the Count were best of friends.
Nice.
Take care.
If you want to get silly with Kim, you realize you're in a video
You
game.
look
Yeah,
like
it depends
a
on how meta you want to take the premise.
You there. I have an update for you. The Count has agreed to see you, but not here. He wishes to meet you north of the cursed mine outside of town, after 2 a.m. It would be wise of you to be on time. Follow the road west out of Skingrad, through the high pasture. The mine entrance is south of the road. The Count will meet you just outside it.
Would you ever join the Elder Scrolls lore writing team if they asked? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I don't think anyone would ask me, though. It is interesting to note, and I do not see it discussed often, but Zenithar was originally a man, according to an in-game book. The name escapes me. I haven't heard that before, actually. The chapel bells are way too loud, I agree. Okay, so if you guys want to know how to level your alchemy really quick, go to a couple of farms. You can get the grapes off of these vines at the vineyard here. And they do restore... Oh!
Over here!
It's him! He's got a beard?
Yes, you. We can't talk here. Too public. Meet me behind the great chapel at midnight. Don't let anyone follow you. I'll make it worth your while.
My man. But yeah, go to any of these vineyards, pick all of the fruits and vegetables that you can from farms and whatnot. All of these just base foods in Oblivion do restore fatigue as their effect. And so if you get a bunch of them... Oh, where did my stuff... Oh, grapes. 28 grapes. So, that restore fatigue effect is common with every single base normal food. And then you just make a bunch of restore fatigue potions, and you win. Okay, so we want to go to the Cursed Mine at 2 a.m. Such an odd time. Did they keep Maik's raspy Khajiit voice, or did they replace him with Skyrim's Khajiit VA? I have not talked to Maik yet.
You move like a
So this is our little
pregnant
dodge
cow.
button. You move like a pregnant cow. Nice. What was bro hitting me with? Quality battle axe soul trap.